Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. So in this video we're going to be looking at why this
and prior to
this this
shattered.
and there's a fourth one.
I hit Johnny.
Why all of this gives you all the information that you need to know whether Amber Heard is being truthful or not. So welcome back to the Believe in Bruce channel. Are you interested in lying? Are you interested in learning tools and skills to make sure that nobody can lie to you in the future? What about tools and skills to make sure that you could lie just that little bit better? If you're interested in body language analysis and also the art of lying, then take 2 seconds out to subscribe below. Be greatly appreciated. We're nearly at the 100,000 mark. That's awesome. If you could subscribe, that would make my 2 young daughters' days. But they would think that their dad is Superman if I can reach that mark and go beyond. A bit like Buzz Lightyear. So if you could support the channel by subscribing, that would be awesome. But also comment below. I love getting your take on things. What are you seeing? What am I missing? What are you picking up on? So Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. It's such an evocative topic, isn't it? Such an evocative topic that there's so much to and fro and there's so much going on. And also a very sensitive topic as well. Remember, here on the Believe in Bruce channel, it's about being fair and balanced. I'm not in Amber Heard's camp. I'm not in Johnny Depp's camp. All I'm doing is I'm going to present my findings on this bit of video that I've been analysing in a fair and balanced way. So let's get into it. The first bit of body language here, which is actually really hard to do, is Amber Heard is asked by the interviewer who's running the deposition, the person who's asking the questions, that, do you understand what I'm saying? You know, are you in tune with me? And Amber Heard does something really, this is right at the beginning, she does something really interesting, is she actually nods her head and says no.
Understand what I'm asking you?
No.
Oh, just try to do that. For me, it takes conscious effort to do the opposite of what, like, this is the biggest example of where there's a lack of congruence. And then after that, what we've got is a thing called a behavioural cluster. You'll see Amber Heard licks her lips. We call it snake lips, as in my lips have all of a sudden went dry. That's because she's picked up on a threat. Now, the threat may be that she thinks she's given the wrong answer, and the perception is, oh, well, people aren't, you know, they're not going to stop believing me, or they're going to question my credibility. But you'll see there's a third body cluster as well. The inside tongue rub, a self-soothe. So when you put this together, already Amber Heard is on the back foot.
Understand what I'm asking you?
No.
No?
Yes, I understand what you're asking.
Okay. And prior to May 21, 2000.
Yes, it's a bit of a questionable one to start. I think, okay, what's actually going on in Amber's head? Is she present? Is a narrative playing that she's actually elsewhere rather than being present in the room? Now, this other one that comes up here, she's asked a question, did you ever hit Johnny Depp? Something along those lines. And what you don't see here is a direct answer. Because if you hadn't, no. It's easy enough to answer that. If you haven't, it's a no. But then what she seems to do is, first of all, she looks down. And then you get a sort of globus sensation. Now, the globus sensation is where you get the tightening of the throat. Prince Andrew gave a really good example of when he said the word legal.
Was before I was to do that sort of thing. But if push came to shove and the legal
And he couldn't get that out in his interview. Yeah, that was the globus sensation, tightening around the very word that his mind was thinking about, is that she detects a threat. That's why you get that throat tightening. That's why you get that stuttering type of reflex that's going on.
Is it your testimony that you never committed any act of what would be considered domestic violence against Mr. Depp?
Calls for legal conclusion and irrelevant to these proceedings.
No, I did my best to defend myself and not get seriously hurt or be a doormat to whom this happens to all the time.
And it's really interesting, like I say, she doesn't just say no. It's as if she's planned the answer. Because what you also see is she slightly adjusts herself. Now, for me, looking into that, remember, what is she saying and what does she do at that specific time? 2 seconds forward, 2 seconds back. What's going on in that particular window? She adjusts herself. She's trying to make herself more presentable. I would be questioning, is she trying to make the answer more presentable? Again, it's all about the context. Context is key here. But again, I'm not saying she is. What we lack here is actually good questioning technique. Especially if you see body language that's giving off some signals. That's where I focus in. And then we've got what could be classed as the real first sign of guilt. Is that when she's asked, did you apologise for hitting Mr. Depp? You'll see she starts to lean as the person starts to talk, but she almost leans in to the person who is representing her.
Isn't it true, Ms. Heard, that you previously confessed and apologized to Johnny Depp for committing domestic violence against him?
I'm going to object. Calls for a legal conclusion, argumentative, harassing.
And it's the first time that I see within this full interview that she goes and she leans fully, and she's actually making herself smaller. It's just slightly, just subtle. It's just there for a short period of time. But it's what's called the tortoise effect. And if it was a full-on effect like this, as in face-to-face to the camera, the tortoise effect is where you sort of go down and you make yourself smaller. You actually protect the neck. But what you see here, she leans in, she's making her body smaller due to the question that she's being asked. There's a part here where it actually stacks up, where it's asked about, did you mean to hit him? And then she goes on to explain exactly what happened. And again, there's that eye contact, there's that cadence, there's that fluidity, which was actually lacking before, but here it's actually present.
So on the tape, you tell Johnny Depp that you did mean to hit him.
Objection, that's argumentative and it misstates what the recording was.
And it also misrepresents.
Again, remember here, it's all about being fair and balanced. If there's something here that looks like it's true, I will raise awareness to that. If there's something here that I would like to dig a bit further on, then I'll raise your awareness to that as well. Now, this is a really interesting bit, and this is where I think Amber's credibility, how she answers the question, doesn't do anything fantastic for her credibility. And there's two parts that I want to bring in here, and I'll explain the context of the interview. She's asked, did you ever hit Johnny Depp with a closed fist? Now, she's actually eating at the time, but what you see her body do is she'll turn around to her representative and sort of give a nod, and you can see there's a yes, I did. And she's sort of nodding and she raises her finger, which again, the indicating the finger is there's one incident, all right? And then the words that she says is, yes, I hit Johnny. Here, I want you to listen to it.
Isn't it true, Ms. Heard, that in September of 2015, you punched Johnny Depp in the face with a closed fist?
I hit Johnny.
Okay, so she's just said there, yes, I hit Johnny. But as the interview progresses, there's people talking in the background, whispering, her representative is getting angry, she's getting frustrated. And then the person who's running the interview asks the same question again. And then Amber Heard starts to get aggressive. It's about her younger sister, and she used the word my baby sister. She can be very influential. Yeah, she's using the word baby. It's a thought label. It leaves that feeling about this little baby in arms. So she's very clever at what she's doing. But then she also goes on to say, I don't know what I've done. Okay, I don't know. So she's just gone from I hit Johnny to I don't know what I done, or I don't know what body part connected with him, etc. But listen here.
Sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up. I am protective over my baby sister. When he laid hands on her, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did.
So this part here, all right, and again, this is where the questioning technique is not that great, because it doesn't prove that Amber's lying, but also they didn't pick it up to actually prove that she was telling the truth, because they could have gone back and said, Amber, do you realise that you just said this? But again, I can only go off what is presented to me. What you've got is Amber Heard saying, yes, I did hit Johnny, and then exactly answering the same question, I can't remember what I did. Now, if you were a judge listening to this, and you had picked up on that, you would start questioning Amber's credibility. And remember, when a question's asked about what does the person do at that particular time, now she could be answering and she may do something with her body, or she may be asked a question and she may react by doing something with her body, and that's what we see here. The interviewer asks, were you attempting to hide this bit of information? And as she is being asked that question, were you attempting to hide? At that specific point there, you'll see Amber Heard adjust herself. She starts fiddling with her clothes again. Now, we've seen this before, previously in the video, but at that particular point where you attempted to hide something, boom, you'll see her move and she starts to adjust her clothes.
Were you attempting to hide this when you filed this declaration Were you attempting to hide this when you filed this declaration?
She's trying to make herself more presentable. Again, biology doesn't lie. I'm not making this up. You'll see this in the clip. When you try to hide something, bang, that's when you get the clothes adjustment. She's trying to make herself more presentable. Why is she trying to make herself more presentable? And then the last part where I think, again, she attacks her own credibility is when she's asked about this bottle smashing. And she says, yes, pieces of the bottle or the glass or the wine glass touched me. And remember, all of these type of things will stay within the hippocampus, the emotional memory center of the brain. And when she's asked about where did the glass touch you, she can't remember. And she almost muddles her answer. Now, there's not that many places in the body where glass can hit you, where you can actually feel it on your body. It's not a question that you should really be confused about. It shouldn't be. It's like, yeah, I remember hitting my calf, I remember hitting the arm. Like, this is not a question because of the clarity that she remembers everything else in a step-by-step way. And all of the other answers that she's give, that will be an emotional memory that's stored within the hippocampus. It's not a hard question to answer. So the fact that she says, yes, it's hit me, but I can't remember where, well, how does that make you feel?
Your body.
Pieces of it did. It shattered.
Okay. Where did the pieces you say touched your body touch your body? What part of your body?
I don't remember exactly what part of my body was touched by the glass breaking upon impact. I do know that it touched my body.
If someone's hit you with a ball or something in the leg or the arm, you'll generally, especially when she's being threatened or when she's being under attack, you will remember that. Glass going against this, it's a memorable sensation. So putting that all together, there is definitely questions that I would like to ask Amber Heard.
Shattered. Yes.
And prior to this declaration,
I don't know what I did. I hit Johnny.
What she's saying, some of it seems truthful, absolutely, and that must be brought to the fore in order to be fair and balanced. But also to be fair and balanced, some of what she says just doesn't add up at all. It doesn't make sense, which is why there should be more specific questions that could dig that little bit deeper to either highlight what she's trying to hide or lie about, or actually she's just made an error and to give her an opportunity to tell the truth, to clarify some of the stuff where 2 and 2 is most definitely not equaling 4. So for me, the biggest learning here is how her integrity, how her honesty could be questioned whether it's right or not about the evidence that she is given. So if I've given you some insight, some accuracy, some points to ponder, and maybe some hints and tips about body language, please subscribe below. Help me become that hero to my daughters. It'd be awesome if we can get towards that 100k and beyond. Please like, subscribe, share this information. There is no copyright claims here on the Believe in Bruce channel. It's all about sharing the knowledge. But more important than any of this, believe in Bruce. Remember to be kind to yourselves and each other.